What if the ultimate fight wasn't for a trophy, but for justice itself? What if the greatest weapon was not just your fist, but your mind? This is the story of Li, a Shaolin martial artist whose skill is second to none. He lives a life of discipline, training under his master, who teaches him that true strength lies in mastering the ego and using skill to protect others. This peaceful existence is shattered when a British intelligence agent named Braithwaite arrives with a mission. He speaks of a rogue former monk, a crime lord named Han, who runs a vast criminal empire from a private island hidden behind the spectacle of a martial arts tournament. Braithwaite needs someone to go undercover, to gather evidence and bring down Han's network of drug and human trafficking. Li is hesitant. His path is one of peace, not espionage. But then Braithwaite reveals a crucial piece of information. Han's chief enforcer, a brutal man named O'Hara, is the one responsible for the death of Li's own sister years ago. Suddenly, the mission is no longer just a duty, it's deeply personal. The path to justice now leads directly through the heart of his family's tragedy. Li agrees and boards a rickety junk boat bound for Han's mysterious island. He's not alone. The boat is filled with fighters from across the globe, each with their own reasons for being there. We meet Roper, a charismatic American gambler, deep in debt and trying to hustle his way out of trouble. His confident swagger barely conceals a deep-seated fear. Then there's Williams, another American martial artist, a powerful fighter on the run from racist police brutality back home, seeking refuge and respect in the ring. A sense of camaraderie and quiet rivalry builds among the fighters as they spar on the deck, sizing each other up on the journey to the unknown. They arrive at Han's Island, a fortress that is both beautiful and menacing. Han himself, a man with a chillingly calm demeanor and an iron hand for a prosthetic, welcomes the combatants. He speaks of honor and discipline, but his words are laced with an undercurrent of absolute authority. The tournament begins. The matches are formal, brutal, and efficient. Roper, with his laid-back style, wins his fights with a confident ease. Williams unleashes his explosive power, dominating his opponents effortlessly. Li, however, fights differently. He moves with a surgical precision, ending his matches quickly, his focus absolute, his purpose clear. He's not here for the glory of the tournament. As night falls, while the other fighters rest, Li's true mission begins. He slips away from the barracks, a shadow moving through the fortified compound. He's searching for the truth behind Han's polished facade. Following a series of hidden passages, he discovers a vast underground complex. The sight is horrifying. He finds secret drug labs, rows of prison cells filled with desperate captives, and the undeniable, grim reality of Han's trafficking operation. The tournament above is just a cover, a spectacle to distract from the suffering happening right beneath their feet. Li now has the proof he needs, but getting it off the island is another battle entirely. The island's dark side begins to surface for everyone. Williams, wandering the grounds at night, is caught by Han's guards. He's brought before the crime lord, who demands his loyalty and obedience. Williams, a man who has fought against oppression his whole life, refuses to bow. In a shocking display of his cruelty, Han kills Williams on the spot, making an example of him to silence any potential dissent among the other fighters. The message is clear. On this island, Han is law, and defiance means death. Next, Han turns his attention to Roper. Seeing the gambler's desperation for money, Han makes him an offer, a place in his global criminal empire. He shows Roper the scale of his operation, the immense wealth and power that could be his. For a man drowning in debt, the temptation is immense. Roper is at a crossroads. He can join Han and secure his future, or he can stand for what's right, even if it costs him everything. In a moment of truth, Roper remembers the camaraderie with Williams. He sees the evil Han represents, and he refuses the offer. He chooses his integrity over fortune, unknowingly sealing his fate and aligning himself with Li. Li's covert operations cannot stay hidden forever. During another nighttime infiltration, he is discovered while freeing prisoners and single-handedly taking down a squadron of guards in the underground labyrinth. The alarm blares across the entire island. The secret is out. Han now knows that Li is not just a fighter, but an infiltrator sent to destroy him. All pretenses are dropped. The tournament is over. The real war has just begun. The next day, in the main tournament arena, Han assembles his army of guards. In front of the remaining fighters, he publicly denounces Li as a spy and challenges him to a final battle. The two masters face each other. The fight is a spectacle of skill and philosophy. But Han has one last trick up his sleeve. He retreats into his personal trophy room, a dizzying hall of mirrors. Li follows him into the maze of reflections. He's suddenly disoriented, surrounded by endless images of Han, unable to tell which is real and which is an illusion. He's attacked from all angles. In that moment of chaos, he remembers his master's teaching. Destroy the image, and you will destroy the enemy. Don't fight the illusion. Focus on the reality. With a new clarity, Li begins smashing the mirrors one by one, shattering Han's advantage. In the wreckage of the broken glass, Li confronts the real Han, and in a final, decisive blow, ends the reign of the island's tyrant. With Han's death, the island descends into chaos. The prisoners Li freed lead a massive revolt, overwhelming the now leaderless guards. The entire fortress becomes a battlefield. Roper joins the fight, helping to free the remaining captives and battling alongside the rebels. Just as the tide turns, rescue helicopters arrive, descending on the ruined compound. Li stands amidst the destruction, bruised and weary, but composed. He surveys the scene not with triumph, but with a solemn calm. Justice has been served, but the cost was immense. The final shot lingers on his steady gaze, the look of a true warrior who fought not for victory or revenge, but for honor and to protect the innocent. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like and subscribe for more.